performance, we need your support, right? Who else stayed up to watch the game? Nobody else? Oh, okay, Tabby did, okay. It was a waste of time, wasn't it? But it was, it wasn't the most interesting and exciting game.
No, I think 0-0.
But it's great to be together with you all, and I was really excited to be able to join together with you, because most of you I'm meeting for the first time in person. Some of you I met, 2017 when we had our Johannesburg lab. Who was at the Johannesburg lab? There's a handful of people here, mainly around this table. Sorry?
Was it there?
No, it wasn't. Where was it that time? Do you remember where it was?
In Four Ways.
Four Ways, yes. Okay, so it was another nice establishment. We were suffering for Jesus there as well, weren't we? You feel like you're suffering for Jesus here, don't you? Just all this environment. But it's exciting because I'm with the people who are doing the stuff, who are giving of their time, and people with a passion for impact, actually. So you see our banner over here, positive impact starts here. We're about impact, aren't we? We're about impact. And if you're going to have impact, what kind of impact do you want? Don't you want eternal impact? Wouldn't that be better than just sort of an impact for the morning? We're just having a bit of impact this morning, that's it. But what about eternal impact? So I've got a verse for us this morning, if you can look it up yourself if you like. But Paul in 2 Corinthians says something really profound. Paul is talking to the Corinthian church and he says, we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen. Why is that? Since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. And so, we're going about our business. We can talk about what our role is in the marketplace, and what we're doing there is seen. Well, I hope it's seen anyway. What we're seen. We do things that are seen, but the Bible tells us they're temporary things. What is unseen is actually eternal. And I don't know about you, but the impact that I want to have is I want it to be eternal. So today's we're celebrating this sort of eternal impact that we're trusting God for, that we're having now in the marketplace. So I was thinking about what to say today, and I thought maybe a recent experience I had would kind of sum up a little bit of some of the principles we work by in Leader Impact. So kind of if this is a big pizza, a slice of that pizza, what we might be about. And so I regularly go on a smoke break. So I actually don't go and smoke myself, but I go and meet people who are on their smoke break. I don't know if anybody knows Claremont in Cape Town. So I live very close to there. There's a building there called the Great Westford Building. And about sort of between 10:30 and 11:30, a lot of people come out and they're having a smoke break. So they're having a cigarette, and if you go and talk to them, you've got 5 minutes. If they're just lighting up, then you've got 5 minutes, right? Because they're going to enjoy their cigarette. And if you get talking to them, then if they light a second cigarette, then you're having a good conversation. They want to talk to you. This is the signs, right? This is kind of social cue to keep talking, So I go to the smoke break, and I actually talk to them, and I'm asking people. I use the leadership piece, and I say, okay, I would love to find out what you think makes somebody a good leader. And so people tell me, and I ask them examples of who they think is a good leader. And I'm looking for two kinds of people when I'm speaking to people at the smoke break. I'm looking for people who are Christians, and I'm looking for people who are not Christians. Don't you love that? There are two kinds of people in the world: those who put people into two kinds of categories and those who don't. So I'm one of those people. So I'm looking for Christians and I'm looking for non-Christians, which is basically everybody, right? Okay, so I don't mind talking to anybody, but I'm mainly talking to guys. And as I'm talking to the Christians, I actually want to encourage them to live a life of impact. I want to be intentionally helping them to use their life for Jesus Christ. And then for those who are not yet Christians, don't know Jesus, well, guess what I'm doing with them? I'm sharing the gospel with them as much as I am able, and I'm trying to use maybe even business language, their language, to help them to engage with the gospel. So last week I was at the smoke break, met a couple of guys, and one's a Christian and one's not a Christian, and it's great having this conversation, just the three of us, and drawing on the faith of the Christian and helping the non-Christian to kind of think about leadership, think about transitioning on to the greatest leader of all time. Who would that be? Jesus, that's right. And so I'm thinking, okay, we're transitioning into this story about Jesus, and we can start to talk to people about leadership. And in Leader Impact, we talk about PPS. PPS. Sounds like a business firm, doesn't it? But PPS is your personal, professional, and your spiritual. He's been around for a long time. You must remember that. And so actually we say to people, we want to help you in Leader Impact grow personally, professionally, and even spiritually. And you have those kind of conversations in smoke breaks outside offices in Claremont. And so I might have this kind of conversation. You're going to do a little bit of a discussion in a moment. But I would talk about the servant-heartedness of a good leader. Most people, when you ask them what makes somebody a good leader, they actually tell you it's good character. It's someone who has good character, somebody who's not corrupt, who acts with integrity, who actually cares for the people that they're working with. And then you start to have that conversation with this person, and they might be a manager in their company, and say, when was the last time you trained somebody to be caring or act with integrity? And businesses don't do that. So where are you going to find that? And therefore, then I say, well, Leader Impact is all about this, helping you not just be successful at your job, to be a good accountant or a good lawyer or whatever. It's for you to be having that kind of impact in impacting lives, the way you work. And that sticks with people. And then I show people this. Some of you know I use this. Who knows I use this? Have you heard me talk about this before? There's a couple of people, yeah. What is this, Linda?
A nail.
It's a nail. It's actually quite a large nail, isn't it? What kind of nail is this? What does this look like?
They nailed Jesus.
Sorry, I've just impaled you. So as I'm talking to people, I say, this for me is a symbol of good leadership. I get people to hold it, just feel it. And they guess what it is. Most people know what it is, and a lot of people don't know. But then I say, well, this is an actual replica of a Roman construction nail, the kind of nail that would have nailed Jesus to the cross. And they say, actually, this is a symbol of service, someone giving up of themselves, serving other people, and just use this as a bit of a motif for discussion with people. So I've told you some things about what I do, and what I've tried to do as I go to these smoke breaks is I try to think about, how can we put into practice the principles that we have in Leader Impact. So I'd like you around your tables in 2s and 3s, I'd like you to say something that that kind of you were thinking, that struck you, that you thought, that's actually something we should put into practice in our own settings, in our own situations. So just have a quick chat. I'm only going to give you a couple of minutes, just talk to your neighbour and